So now we're going to talk about this from David Markstein, your sterling silver oval cameo pendant or brooch. $169.99, that's your clearance price. Your easy pay here, 5 of those, $34 to be able to get this one home. And what's so gorgeous about this little cameo, it's how it's made. I learned about how these are made and I said, what? That's pretty incredible. David, when I saw this, I was like, I can't believe. So look, this is your, can you see that? That's where you would throw your little chain through if you're going to wear it as your necklace, and then that drops down and turns around. Look, now that can be your little brooch.
And it's amazing how brooches are coming back all the
time.
They
really are. They're making them come back
everywhere. So it's great that we have something like this. And when I was designing a jewelry line for QVC, they said, the world's your oyster, and what do you want to do? To me, I said there's certain things that are quintessential Italian jewelry, and one of them was a cameo. Cameos are made in the south of Italy, and they're made by several factories, but only 1 or 2 factories really know how to do cameos well, and I'll explain what that means. We know those factories, and we have a relationship with those factories. The definition of a good cameo carver, because this is carved on a conch shell.
On a shell.
I meant to bring mine. I have one, and I meant to bring it. But they really do carve by hand, and it takes hours upon hours to make one of these cameo pendants. And the attention to detail. What I love so much about this, and the best cameo carvers really can really make it defined. They know how to hit the attention to detail. They notice the hair, the movement in the hair. You see that there's flowers, everything about that, the outfit.
Really quickly, I forgot. There are 2 choices. I'm so into the cameo. I was like, wait a minute. You can get this in gorgeous silver, right?
Yep.
Only 30 left there. Oh boy. Or if you want that 18 karat yellow over silver, 100 left there. So I had to make sure to get that in there. But I was so fascinated about learning about how these are made. I kind of wanted to get right to it, and I forgot to give you the options. But this is okay. Like all you were talking about, the detail in the carving.
Yes, and it's not just the carving. These factories are very old, and when I say that, I mean they've been handed down from generation to generation.
Wow.
When you have a cameo factory, usually it's over 100 years old, and it's a mom and pop organization, and they have like maybe 10 workers, and they just are very proud of what they do. They do this, and they're very good at it. And there's only 1 or 2 cameo carvers within that factory because they're the only ones who are skilled enough. They are taught at a very young age how to carve on a cameo. It's they're really artists. They're artists more than I've ever seen. I've seen them do this, and to me, it just blows me out of the water that they can do this. And it looks so great. It does not come with a chain, but that border, that 18 karat buttery color over that solid sterling silver, look at that intricate design that's carved in there. It's like almost a scroll design.
Yes.
And that design comes off of a cathedral. And I saw a cathedral when I was in the south of Italy, and I saw how that was done. And it looked like a little scrollwork on a window, and that's where I took a picture of it, and I gave that to the factory, and that's how they captured the design.
I love that. Inspiration from just traveling and using what you see.
And I love what they did. I love how it's kind of this textured finish on the border, but it really encapsulates the woman. This is the traditional woman who's on the cameo, but nothing traditional about. Look at the hair. Look at the definition in her dress. The sleeves.
These are all individually hand carved?
All individually hand carved.
You can tell, like if you look at them side by side, they're slightly different.
Yes.
Right? No 2 in these are going to be the same.
No, exactly. That's really important. It's a great point, Lanifa. You have something so beautiful here that you just can't believe. And when you go to other inferior cameo places, you don't see the hair like that. You see like kind of like, it's just a kind of a silhouette of hair.
They're literally florals on top of her head. Like I noticed that they're florals on top of the head, and then it goes down to little curls on the, on the front and on the side. You even see the eyes. Like you actually see the eyes and the smile on her face. You actually see like a little bit of cheek there. That's really, really very, very detailed work.
And you know what happens else? They have this big conch shell. And they have to find a piece on the conch shell that is, because they're natural shells. So it can't be like with all these waves. It has to be a flatter piece, and they draw a circle on that, and that's the area they're going to use on that shell to make this.
That is cool. That is really cool. I did a little research beforehand, and I saw that, and I was like, they make these from a conch shell. I think I have one like from going to, I don't know where we went, and I picked one up and gave to my daughter, like one we found somewhere on a beach, and so she still has that in her room. So to know that, you know, in Italy, this is what they're doing.
Yep.
They're getting these shells. I'm assuming they're finding them, right?
Yep, they're finding them.
And then you just pick them up and you create something that is so beautiful. So I love the fact that this is basically a twofer.
Yeah.
Wear it on a chain if you want to really showcase that, or wear it as a brooch. Like brooches are in, where the people are wearing them as a little pin on their shirt, on their blazer. I've been seeing a lot of brooches on hats now with little scarves.
Absolutely.
So they are definitely making a comeback.
Yes, and when I do it for QVC, I'll do it differently. I'll make it a pin, a brooch, and I'll make it a pendant.
It's smart.
So you want to do it so that you can get the most versatility out of your jewelry.
Yeah.
Just like that leather bracelet that's a necklace. I wanted to think about how I can make it more than one item that's still completely beautiful. And this is so gorgeous. If you wear this, wait till you hear the compliments you're going to get. Wear it anywhere.
The value is incredible. You're saving over $103 off the QVC price on this one.
Amazing.
I mean, that's incredible. There is no reorder on this. You're looking at a brooch / pendant that's almost $300.
There's no reorder because we couldn't even. That price is closer to our cost. I know what I know. I work very closely with the buyers. I was a buyer, so we work very closely together, and so. I was blown away by that, because if you went to Italy on the Ponte Vecchio in Florence, they have in these beautiful windows, and it's all set in 18 karat gold through and through, and it's thousands and thousands, like $10,000, $15,000 for just something like this because of the
really quickly. How many do we have left? We have 20 left in silver.
No wonder.
Then 75 left in the yellow.
There's
like we're really down to it. These are the
really savvy shoppers who have great taste, because to own something like this is really a work of art. You know, this is something that you'd see in the Smithsonian Museum behind the glass case. If you were in Italy, they would never have these out where you could touch them. You'd have to ask to see one of these, and they'd have the white gloves on, and they bring it out and show you. They are so proud, these factories, of everything they do, including their cameos. When I go to the factory, they hand it to me on a beautiful pad, like a beautiful soft pad, and you look at it and you're like, you know, you just don't even want to touch it because it's such a work of art. And the person who carves it, I get to meet that person.
Oh, wow.
They're so proud. They don't speak any English, but they're very proud of the work they do, and they can tell when you're happy. And I always smile at them. I wish I spoke Italian, but I know food, but that's about it.
I'm trying to put this on, and it's, you know, without a mirror, obviously. But, you know, again, they're making a big comeback. A brooch, a beautiful brooch. The fact that it's a brooch or a pendant, that's really nice. If you're shopping, don't wait on the silver on this one, because how many do we have left in silver? Like a handful now? Yeah, like 15, and that is it. $34, that's your easy pay. You're saving over $100 off for that beautiful